Okay, good morning. Hello, welcome to my super early live that I do every week. So, I had put a question box up asking if anyone had any questions, but I didn't get any through. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about hip stiffness today and my little PDF that I have in link in bio and how it can help you, okay? So, basically, one of the reasons we get stiff hips from horse riding is we are using a lot of lower leg strength, okay? So it's very common. You've probably felt it before. You're going to be stiff in here after riding, especially if you've taken a week or so off. Some of that has to do with the way we lean. So if you're sitting forward a little bit, you're going to have to hold more with here, and that's going to cause the stiffness on the inside of the legs. But even if you're sitting up and gripping, you're going to feel it on the back of the legs. I found even in my glutes, if you're sitting up and back in a more of a dressage seat, you're going to feel it really there as well. And this can cause muscle imbalances over time. So if you've ever been to physio, I don't know if you have, but I've actually had a tested before doing the resisted test, and my outer glutes here were incredibly weak versus here that's insanely strong from the years of horse riding. And you might even feel like a band of tension. If you ran the whole way down your leg here, you'd probably find a band of tension in here, okay? And that is from we're constantly gripping, and over time that muscle gets really tight. Those muscles come up into our hips, so you might feel like you find it here or right in here, just kind of where your pubic bone is. And even it can cause lower back pain, because if here is very tight, it can make here, well, it's more actually your lower back does get tight as well, but it can cause pain here because there's nothing supporting it in the back. And that's why I created the Happy Hips for horse riding, because basically what it does, it gives you a few stretches for the hips, which, you know, as I said, like, stretching is grand, but it won't fix the issue. It'll leave you temporary relief. But then it also gives you banded and body weight exercise, and all the banded exercises you can do body weight as well, and they are all for activating your glutes, especially out here, to strengthen them and take the pressure off your the inner leg. And over time, when you build strength in your glutes, it'll give you less pain in your hips. So this works with like everything. Even if you're doing gym training, like, you can do this as a warm-up. You can do these exercises as a warm-up before you say train legs, or even if you're training upper body, there's no harm doing it. You can do it at home. You can do it in the evening. It takes 10-20 minutes. Like, it's not hours and hours of work you need to do, but you will find a difference when you do this. Glute activation is really important, and nearly everybody has weak glutes, and the reason for that is because we sit down a lot, which makes our hips tense and these kind of loosen out. It's very rare that you have tight glutes as an issue. It's normally the other way around. It's normally your hips. And again, with horse riding, we're sitting in that position, and then we're actually gripping with these muscles more so in order to hold on to the horse. So that's going to make them tighter. So what we need to do in order to take the pressure off is strengthen the muscles behind, because what happens when you stretch stuff, they just stretch and they'll come back, unless there's something to keep them out in that stretch motion, which, say for instance, you're holding a stretch, it's holding out in that. Whereas if you're stretching and all here is weak, it's just going to back in, because they're basically, when they're weak, they kind of go long, so the tighter muscles then pull back in. And if you then strengthen here, these are going to pull themselves up a little bit more and take the tension off here. So I hope that makes sense. And that's why it's really important to any muscular imbalances we have, which is very common in all the muscles posterior to us, which are like our back muscles and our glute muscles, like, you know, where a lot of us are rounded. We want to strengthen them out in order to open up our chest, open up the front of our hips, and over time give less discomfort. So that was the reasoning behind me creating the PDF, because it is such a big imbalance that all of us have. Like, I would say it's very rare that we don't have it. The other thing being is that in general, like, people who even aren't horse riding, it's not like you need to be doing stuff like this or like this, rotating, in order to actually use these muscles to get weak. which we don't do a lot of. Like, unless you're sidestepping someone, we are we're not using them, so they do get weak, and this is why we have to bring in different techniques in order to improve that and no longer suffer with these issues. And if you have any questions about the PDF, right, it's basically, it gives you, as I said, stretches, banded exercises, and bodyweight exercises. They are all video demonstrations with the link that's in the PDF, and if you go onto YouTube, you'll find them through that link. They're unlisted links, so you can't just look them up on YouTube. And basically, the link in my bio and the link tree, you'll find the link to it. And I do them myself. I do them as warm-ups for leg day. I do, let's be honest, when my hips get sore, I start doing some of the exercises because I know they'll benefit me. If they're not sore, we don't do them. But when I remember to do them, I do them. I do the stretches a good bit, just in general movement. I like moving. And I've several people who've downloaded it and they find it great. So look, go have a look at it. It's as I said, I think it's really beneficial, really helpful, and give them a go. And the funny thing about it is these are small movements, but they're going to be really hard. Why? Because the muscles are so weak, because we don't use them. And it's really interesting when you do these movements, because like you feel the burn really quickly, and but you'll also feel the tension come off the other muscle at the same time. So give it a go. Link in bio. I'll tag the link here as well in the caption, and let me know how you go on with it. Drop me a message if you have any questions with any to do with any of them, and if you do need more specific tailored programs, obviously always my DMs are always open. I'm happy to have a chat with you. Let me know what you're struggling with, and I'll see how I can help you as well. So I hope that really helped, and I hope you found the PDF helpful. And yeah, thanks.